Welcome to Momentum Monday. I'm Dana Middleton, your host. I'm really glad you're here with me today because we're going to be talking about fears and doubts, like what's going on for you and how do you deal with them? And is there a way that you can deal with fears and doubts that's more productive, that helps you move through them more quickly, and that actually helps you dissolve them? Because if you think about it, you probably don't have a lot of different fears and doubts, right? We don't have a lot of negative feelings about a lot of different things. We have certain neural pathways about fear and doubt, right, that feel the same. It may be about money, it may be about creativity, it may be about the strike, it may be about just the unknown in general. Whatever it is, find out what yours are, because they'll happen over and over again. Right? We go back to them and we create these neural pathways, and then we run them over and over and over again. So they feel like facts, right? Like, this thing's horrible, this is scary, I'm afraid, or this can't work, or what's the point, or all those, thoughts that come in. And they feel like facts because you've heard them in your brain so many times. But what if they're not facts? What if they're simply patterns, neural pathways that got established, a long time ago, and you just kept running them? Our brains are like that. Our minds are like that. And so when something happens outside, let's say it's a bill that comes in, an unexpected bill, and then you have a thought immediately: I don't have enough money, or I don't know what to do about this, or this freaks me out, or whatever it is, right? Then the thought rather, then activates a feeling, and that's in your body. Your body's in charge of feelings. And then you'll feel like tenseness in your stomach, or something in your chest or in your throat. So those moments are really opportunities for you to go, oh, wait, okay, it's happening again. How do I interrupt this? How do I interrupt this fear that was a thought? Now it's a feeling, and then it becomes a reaction, right? Like a total stress response, or yelling at somebody, or getting angry, or having a common or repetitive response, a stress response. But so when you feel it to begin with, I would just want to give you a couple of ways to interrupt that today. Meaning, got the thought, uh-oh, I'm in lack. Usually these are about lack. It's all about lack, right? Lack of love, lack of money, lack of something, lack of enoughness, whatever it might be. But the thing happens, you have a thought about it that goes immediately to a feeling. That's a moment where you can go, okay, I'm right here with you, and lean in, welcoming that feeling. Like, even see it coming through your door. It's maybe whatever the fear or doubt is, picture it, make it have a form, and invite it in. Have some compassion for that feeling that's been running so hard, that's so full of stress, so full of fear and doubt, and maybe give it a hug. Give it a moment to acknowledge it. Because when we acknowledge these fears and doubts, they don't grow, they shrink. And that's what we want to do. We have more power than we think, because when you have a fear or doubt and try to push it away or bury it, it just comes back, and it comes back bigger. And, that's no fun at all. So this is an opportunity to start looking and dealing with your fears and doubts differently, and not just see them as thoughts. Obviously, they're not just thoughts or things that are happening to you that you're the victim of. But what if you've got it so on a loop that there's law of attraction at play here, bringing you the same circumstances or a similar one to activate the same thoughts, the same feelings, to put you in that same stress response. Because that stress response becomes habitual and also can become addictive. We get addicted to cortisol, which is the stress hormone. I know it all sounds like, I've been doing a lot of listening on YouTube and different places to people who really put the science of this together. And when you break it down, it feels more manageable to me, because we have these moments that feel so unwieldy, so impossible. How am I going to get through it? And we often cope, use things to cope, whether it's food or alcohol or perfection or whatever it is, instead of taking that moment with that discomfort, because that moment in itself is going to start to change the pattern. So it's not a fact anymore. It's a pattern. It's something you do because you're used to it. It's familiar, but it doesn't have to be the way forever. And you are the one who gets to interrupt that, gets to catch it. I say this sometimes when I have a feeling, and I have them, which is, I had one last night. Oh, what was it? I can't remember now, but it was something that was one of those things where it's like, oh my gosh, it was, I can't even, doubt, fear, whatever it was. And I went, oh, I caught you. Oh, I caught you. There you are. There you are. There's my pattern. And just the act of catching it, it kind of went, whew, it kind of disappeared, because it's like, I got you. Oh, I saw you. I see you. Okay, I got you. No big deal. And just to give it a little love and let it, go on its way. So that's a way to just start to create some empowerment, really, around fear and doubt, which we all have. Fear and doubt, guys, we all have it. You're not alone. And if you're here, say hi. By the way, I see some people here today. I'm so glad you're here live and on the replay. I'd love to see you as well. So anyway, so think about that. Think about where your habitual scary thoughts lie. Where are they? Right? When do they come up? And if for instance, let's just, we're talking about money. Hey, good morning. If you know that, be sure that when you're going to pay the bills, for instance, and maybe, money's a little tight, that you do it when you feel good, that you do it when they find a way to be grateful for these bills. If you can't do that, just find a way to feel good. Don't approach things that feel scary or that are old triggers when you are in a bad mood, because that will really, make it easy for you to get into that loop. You want to address things, all things, but especially things that trigger you in one way or the other, with more of an open heart, with more of everything's okay. After you've done your tapping, after you've done, some meditation or taken a great walk, and you feel like, okay, I can handle this. I can deal with this right now. And I'm going to do it in a vibration, right? That feels good. And if the fears and doubts come up, that's fine. Take a minute with them, give them love, bless them. Just like, thank you for sharing. I know this is my scary place, but I'm here. I'm here with you. And I'm going to walk through this. I'm going to walk through this differently because I'm worth that. All right. So let's do some tapping right now, you can come back to this tap if you're feeling some fear and doubt. In fact, let's do a tap just like that, something you can come back to. If you're in the moment of something, fear and doubt comes up, go into this tap. We'll just do a few rounds so that you can use it anytime that you're feeling, a little unsteady, a little wonky, a little bit like, in that fight or flight is coming. We want to interrupt that so that you don't have to go down that rabbit hole. Right? We don't need to go down those fearful rabbit holes. We can stop ourselves and create more calm. All right. So take a breath. Again, I'm so glad you're here. And if you don't know the tapping points, just start tapping with me on the karate chop point, side of the hand, either side. People ask me that, doesn't matter, either side. Do whatever feels good to you. And repeat after me. Even though this thing brings up stress and fear for me, I love and accept myself, and I'm willing to walk through this with compassion. Even though I've got some fear and doubt going on, it's starting to freak me out, I still love and accept myself, and I'm willing to be present. Ooh, take a breath. Even though I've got this fear and doubt, and it's so familiar and I hate it, I love and accept myself, and I'm willing to believe that it's okay. Okay. You might already be yawning, you might just stretch a little bit. That's okay. That means you're moving energy, that it's working. So let's go to the eyebrow point. Keep repeating after me and just follow around as we go, okay? This fear and doubt. Go outside the eye. I feel it in my body. It's so uncomfortable. And under the eye. I feel it in my throat, maybe feel it in my heart or my stomach. This thing, this unknown, this stressor on the chin brings up so much fear and doubt in me under the collarbone, which makes me question everything. Middle of the chest, which paralyzes me. Under the arm, makes me question all my choices. Top of the head, it makes me feel sometimes like, what's the point? Back to the eyebrow point and just follow along from here on out. Like, why am I even doing this? Now I get to step back a little and say, just this one little thing has made me question all of my life choices. Maybe that's an overreaction. Or maybe it's just a pattern. A small situation I use over and over again to put me into fear. To put me into lack and doubt. How did this little thing, or how does this little thing habitually feel so big? Feel so overwhelming. Whew, I really know what this feels like. So let's turn this around a little bit and just make a positive out of it. So, what if this instead is a golden opportunity for me to love that fear and doubt? Reminding myself it's a pattern that I picked up along the way. I won't push it away, but it doesn't have to rule my life anymore. All this fear and doubt, I bring it in. I welcome it. I love it. I love and lean in to my fear and doubt until it just dissolves. Maybe it's not as real or as big as it has felt. And I'm at the perfect time in my life to make peace with it. Oh, goodness. Okay, take a breath. Oh, a yawn maybe. How does that feel? Anything come up for you guys? It did for me, I mean, it's just, I think as a creative person, especially doing things that maybe people don't understand, or, you're forging your own trail, we can really build up some of this stuff. Morning, hi. And again, it feels like facts. So be the Sherlock Holmes or Enola Holmes in your own life. Start catching it, asking yourself, is this real? Or did I just pick this up? Did I pick it up from somebody else? Has it been in my life? Was it a stressful household growing up? Where does it come from? And then you can kind of reparent yourself, calm yourself down, even just do some tapping. You can tap back and forth and go like, oh my gosh, I'm so afraid. I'm so afraid. I'm so afraid. I'm so afraid. Close your eyes and just let yourself feel it and just bring it in. Be like, okay. And after a minute of even doing that back and forth under the collarbone, you'll start to bring it down just a little bit. And when we bring it down, we're taking ourselves out of fight or flight. we're able to think again, we're able to kind of be in our bodies again. And that's why, and then we can make good choices. We can be creative. We can do all the things that are important to us. But when we're in these heightened states, that's not a time to do anything, because we can't, because we're just been taken away. And it's not a very conscious experience. So let's bring some consciousness, awareness back. Just bring yourself back to your body. And I hope that will help. Please let me know live on the replay how it's going for you. Try this week. If you have questions, let me know, and let's do this together, because we want to lean into the emotions that feel better, but we can't deny or suppress the ones that don't. All right, great job today, guys. Thanks for coming and tapping with me. I will see you in 2 weeks. All right, take care. I'll see you in Momentum Monday here, Facebook group, Aligned Artists Facebook group, the Instagram, and also over on YouTube. All right, guys, have a great week. Bye.